Why the longer a man is single, the more dangerous he becomes. The Stoicism. Target audience: men 1845. Philosophy enthusiasts, self-improvement seekers. Picture this. A man walks into a room. He's been single for 5 years. There's something different about him. Something that makes people take notice. He's not desperate for attention. He's not seeking validation, and he's certainly not apologizing for who he's become. Some might call this man dangerous. But dangerous to whom? And why? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood phenomena of our time. Why extended periods of singleness can transform a man into someone society both fears and respects. And we're going to explore this through the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided warriors, emperors, and freethinkers for over 2,000 years. If you're ready to understand the hidden power of solitude, and why society might be uncomfortable with the truly independent man, hit that subscribe button and let's begin this journey together. Segment 1. The Paradox of the Single Man. Let's start with a question that might make you uncomfortable. Why does society seem threatened by men who choose to remain single for extended periods? In our current culture, we're told that a man's worth is often measured by his relationship status, his ability to lock down a partner, or his willingness to conform to traditional relationship structures. But what happens when a man steps outside these expectations? I want you to imagine Marcus, not the famous Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius, but a modern man. Marcus has been single for 3 years. In the beginning, his friends and family were supportive. "You'll find someone," they said. "The right person will come along." But as months turned to years, the comments changed. "Maybe you're too picky. Are you afraid of commitment? Something must be wrong with you." But here's where it gets interesting. While everyone around Marcus was becoming increasingly concerned about his single status, Marcus himself was undergoing a profound transformation. He was becoming dangerous, not to others, but to the system that depends on his compliance. As Epictetus once said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." Marcus was learning this lesson in the most profound way possible. Segment 2. The Stoic Foundation. To understand why prolonged singleness can be transformative, we need to dive into Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed in 3 fundamental disciplines that Marcus, our modern single man, unknowingly begins to master. The discipline of desire. First, there's the discipline of desire. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." When a man has been single for an extended period, he stops chasing external validation. He's no longer willing to compromise his values, his time, or his energy for the mere sake of being in a relationship. This isn't misogyny or fear, it's standards. High standards. Think about it. A man who's been single for 2 years versus a man who jumps from relationship to relationship. Who do you think has a clearer understanding of what he actually wants? Who's more likely to spot red flags? Who's less likely to settle? The discipline of action. Second, the discipline of action. Seneca taught that we should act well at the moment, and you have performed a good action for all eternity. The long-term single man learns to act from a place of choice, not need. Every decision he makes, from career, moves to social interactions, comes from internal motivation rather than external pressure. He's not trying to impress a potential partner or maintain someone else's approval. The discipline of assent. Finally, the discipline of assent, the ability to see things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. The single man develops an almost supernatural ability to see through manipulation, emotional games, and societal programming. He can spot insincerity from a mile away because he's spent time with the most honest person he knows, himself. But here's where society starts to get uncomfortable. Segment 3. The Dangerous Transformation. So what makes the long-term single man dangerous? It's not what you might think. He becomes economically dangerous. First, he becomes economically dangerous to certain industries. Think about it. The relationship industry, the wedding industry, the couple's lifestyle marketing machine, all of these depend on men feeling incomplete without a partner. But our Stoic single man, he's investing in himself. He's buying the house he wants, the car he prefers, taking the trips that fulfill him. He's not splitting his resources or compromising on his financial goals for someone else's vision of happiness. Studies show that single men often have higher savings rates and more disposable income. They're dangerous to an economy that thrives on couples making joint purchases and compromising on individual desires. He becomes socially dangerous. Second, he becomes socially dangerous because he disrupts group dynamics. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable people get around someone who's genuinely content being alone? The long-term single man doesn't need the group's approval. He's comfortable eating alone, traveling alone, making decisions alone. This makes others question their own dependency on social validation. As Marcus Aurelius observed, how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, but only to what he does himself. The single man embodies this principle. He's not concerned with keeping up appearances or maintaining relationships that drain his energy. This authenticity is threatening to people who are living inauthentically. He becomes romantically dangerous. Third, and perhaps most importantly, he becomes romantically dangerous, but not in the way you might expect. He's dangerous because he can't be manipulated, controlled, or settled for. The man who's been comfortably single for years enters any potential relationship from a position of abundance, not scarcity. He's not looking for someone to complete him. He's already complete. He's looking for someone to complement an already fulfilling life. This is terrifying to people who've built their identity around being needed rather than being wanted. Segment 4, the Stoic mindset shift. Now, let's talk about the specific mindset shifts that happen during extended singleness and how they align with core Stoic principles. From external to internal validation. The first major shift is from external to internal validation. Seneca wrote, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks the truth turns from the new to the eternal." When you've been single long enough, you stop seeking approval from dating apps, potential partners, or society's relationship timeline. You develop an internal compass that's calibrated to your own values and goals, not market trends in dating. I know men who used to change their entire personality depending on who they were dating, music tastes, hobbies, even career aspirations, all molded to fit their partner's preferences. The long-term single man has rediscovered his authentic self and isn't willing to compromise it again. From scarcity to abundance mentality. The second shift is from scarcity to abundance mentality. This isn't about having multiple options in dating. It's deeper than that. It's about understanding that your happiness, fulfillment, and success don't depend on another person's presence in your life. Epictetus taught his students, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The long-term single man applies this to relationships. He's not poor in love, he's rich in self-sufficiency, the development of philosophical immunity. Perhaps most importantly, extended singleness develops what I call philosophical immunity. Resistance to manipulation tactics that rely on loneliness, desperation, or fear of missing out. The man who's genuinely comfortable alone can spot love bombing, emotional manipulation, and artificial scarcity tactics immediately. He's developed immunity to these because he's faced his deepest fear, being alone, and discovered it wasn't scary at all. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." The long-term single man lives in the present moment, not in anxiety about finding someone or regret about past relationships. This presence is both attractive and intimidating to others. Segment 5, the social reaction. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Why does society react so strongly to the confidently single man? The threat to social programming. First, he represents a threat to social programming. Our culture has deeply ingrained messages about what constitutes a successful life. and being partnered is near the top of that list. When someone thrives outside this framework, it forces others to question whether they're living according to their own values or society's expectations. This cognitive dissonance creates discomfort, which often manifests as criticism or concern trolling, the mirror effect. Second, there's what I call the mirror effect. When people see someone genuinely content with solitude, it reflects their own relationship with being alone. Many people are afraid of their own company, constantly seeking distractions and external stimulation. The man who enjoys his own company holds up a mirror that many find uncomfortable to look into. Seneca addressed this directly. All true wisdom is found on t-shirts and fortune cookies. Just kidding, he actually said. The willing destiny guides them. The unwilling destiny drags them. The long-term single man is willing to face himself, his solitude, and his authentic desires. Those who criticize him are often being dragged by destiny, fighting against their own need for self-discovery. The economic threat. There's also an economic component we can't ignore. The long-term single man isn't participating in the couple's economy. He's not buying engagement rings, planning weddings, or splitting the cost of a mortgage. He's making independent financial decisions that often accumulate more wealth over time. This economic independence translates to social independence, which can be threatening to systems that rely on interdependency and compromise. Segment 6, the path forward. So where does this leave us? If you're a man who's been single for an extended period, how do you navigate these social pressures while maintaining your philosophical growth? Embrace the Stoic virtues. First, embrace the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom. Continue learning about yourself and the world around you. Justice. Treat others fairly while maintaining your boundaries. Courage. Stand firm in your values despite social pressure. Temperance. Maintain balance in all aspects of your life. Set your own timeline. Second, remember that you're operating on your own timeline, not society's. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, time is like a river of passing events, and the current is swift. No sooner does anything appear than it is swept by. Your relationship status is not a race against time. It's a personal journey of growth and self-discovery. Remain open but selective. Finally, being comfortable with singleness doesn't mean closing yourself off to potential connections. It means approaching them from a position of strength rather than need. You're not looking for someone to fix your loneliness. You're looking for someone worthy of your contentment. Conclusion and call to action. The man who becomes dangerous through extended singleness isn't dangerous to individuals. He's dangerous to systems that profit from his insecurity, his desperation, and his willingness to compromise his values for the sake of companionship. He's dangerous because he's discovered something that marketers, social media algorithms, and even well-meaning friends and family don't want him to know: that he's already complete. As we close, I want to leave you with this thought from Marcus Aurelius. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The dangerous single man has learned this truth. He's not anti-relationship. He's pro-standards. He's not afraid of commitment. He's afraid of settling. He's not avoiding love. He's preparing himself to receive and give it authentically. If this resonated with you, I want you to do 3 things. First, hit that like button if you found value in this perspective. Second, subscribe and ring the notification bell for more content. Exploring philosophy, personal development, and unconventional wisdom. Third, share your thoughts in the comments. Whether you're currently single, in a relationship, or somewhere in between, I want to hear your perspective on this topic. Remember, the goal isn't to remain single forever. It's to become the kind of person who chooses relationships from abundance, not scarcity. Until next time, stay dangerous, stay authentic, and stay true to your philosophical journey.